Hey educators, today we're diving into an incredibly fun, ready-to-use 3-day engineering mission. It's called the Test Track, and it's completely designed to transform your third graders into a highly analytical, data-driven pit crew. Listen, if you're looking for a way to get your students genuinely excited about math and science without just burying them in textbooks, you are in the exact right place for this explainer. Win the race with a fair test, not a lucky run. This single idea right here, well, this is the beating heart of the lesson plan we're unpacking today. It aims to teach your students the ultimate scientific truth. Trust the test results, not the flash. We're talking about real judgment, information discernment, and really just learning to let the data decide. So here's our roadmap for the explainer today. 1. Winning with fair tests. 2. Day 1, the qualifier. 3. Day 2, the heavy car. 4. Day 3, the championship. And finally, 5. Supporting and assessing students.
All right, let's jump right into Section 1, Winning with Fair Tests.
Let's start with the pedagogical foundation. What are you actually bringing into your classroom? Right out of the box, this kit is basically a mini gold standard package. It comes with literally everything you need to run 3 40-minute class periods. You get a teacher lesson plan, scripted playbooks with answer keys, student pages that have built-in scaffolding, and a reasoning rubric. And honestly, the brilliant part, 0 outside materials are required. The trial data is completely provided for you, so you literally just print it and start teaching. Behind the scenes of these races are the core next-generation science standards your students are going to be working with. They'll learn that a smoother surface means less friction, so the car rolls farther. And crucially, they'll learn that a heavier car, one with more mass, needs more force, which often requires a higher ramp to gain speed. But here's the real magic. Before the kids even realize they're learning physics, they'll discover these concepts, not through lectures, but entirely through analyzing their own test results. And remember, we aren't just handing out 3 separate worksheets here. This is a whole narrative arc. Your students are the heroes of this story, and they're going to face evolving engineering challenges across these 3 days.
Moving right along to Section 2, Day 1, the qualifier.
Let's get right into the action and set our baseline challenge. The scenario is super simple. Your classroom pit crew is tasked with picking a ramp height that sends the regular car the farthest, and, this is the most important part, works every single time. They've got to run fair tests on 3 ramp heights before the big race.
So they are given 3 tries for a low, medium, and high ramp. By adding these sums up to 1,000 across their tries, the students calculate the totals themselves. The low ramp gets 173 centimeters, the medium gets 240, and the high gets 200. Looking at this data, they're going to see that the medium height clearly wins the qualifier. It has the highest total, and it was steady on every single try.
And wow, this brilliantly illustrates the very first trap of the lesson. Your students are naturally going to want to pick the high ramp. Why? Well, because on try number 1, it had one incredibly exciting 90-centimeter run. It looked the fastest. But you'll guide them to see its other runs were 40 and 70. It was totally unreliable. You're teaching them right out of the gate to reward steady beats flashy reasoning.
Okay, Section 3, Day 2, the heavy car. Now for the major plot twist. You get to stand in front of your class and ask, but what happens when the rules change? If a new rule dictates that every team must now race a much heavier championship car, can we just assume our medium ramp still wins? The answer? Absolutely not. The variable has changed, which means that old data is now completely obsolete. This forces them to retest the medium ramp against the high ramp, but this time using the heavy car. And the new data reveals a really crucial point. When the students add up the new tries, the medium ramp gets a total of 183, but the high ramp gets 228. The high ramp now completely dominates. The kids have just mathematically proven a core physics concept. A heavier mass actually requires more height to travel far. The pedagogical trap here, blind loyalty. Just sticking with the medium ramp because, well, it won yesterday. They are learning a profound scientific lesson here. Old data cannot answer new questions. When variables change, decisions must change. You just have to retest and redecide. Which brings us to Section 4, Day 3, the championship.
The tension really peaks here. It all comes together for the ultimate synthesis. Your students have to make the absolute final championship call. And to do it, they must set both the surface texture and the height for the heavy car.
They're given data for 4 different tested setups: smooth plus high, smooth plus medium, bumpy plus high, and bumpy plus medium. You'll guide them through these 4 options.
The trap here is choosing bumpy plus high just because high won yesterday without bothering to check the surface drag. If they do that, the rough surface drags their score down to a measly 180. They really must use all the data to figure this out.
If they do the math, the data proves that smooth plus high wins it all, with an impressive total of 267. This perfectly rewards the students who combined both lessons, less friction from the smooth surface and enough height to push the heavier mass. It's just a fantastic aha moment for the whole classroom.
Finally, Section 5, Supporting and Assessing Students.
So how do we make sure nobody gets left behind in the dust? We need to look at how you'll support every single learner and evaluate their true understanding across this 3-day journey. This kit provides absolutely brilliant differentiation. Every single day includes standard pages, but also scaffolded pages. These scaffolded pages offer starter math sums and really helpful sentence frames. Why does this matter? Because the critical scientific thinking remains entirely intact, even if a student needs a little extra math or language support. They still have to do the logic themselves. And the provided rubric is an absolute game changer. You're grading their reasoning, not just whether they guessed a setup. A strong score of a 3 goes to the student who defends their call with math, updates their decision when the car gets heavier, and uses all the data. A 1 goes to the student who chose by looks and ignored the changing variables. You're grading how they think, rather than if they just circled the quote-unquote right answer.
You wrap up the whole mission with a capstone reflection asking a crucial question. When did the data change your mind? This is where the magic really solidifies. Will your students recognize that exact moment on day 2 when they stopped trusting the flashy one-off run and started trusting the test? Because that is the exact moment they truly become scientists. So, are your students ready to hit the track?